This is Randall Hall. I'm a creative director and marketer with 35 years experience in design and marketing communications. I've worked with such brands as General Electric, Hewlett-Packard, Nike, Costco, and also venture funded and several startups as well. After graduating from the Academy of Art University, I became a co-founder of a San Francisco marketing firm with 3 partners. And so I've worked on the agency side and the corporate side through the years. I'm in Portland, Oregon now. I've been creative director with 2 advertising and marketing agencies here. And for the past 8 years, I've been primarily focused in business-to-business marketing in the high-tech industry. The Creative Business-to-Business Marketing Course is for marketers who are looking to build their marketing expertise and new creative skills to become brand leaders and accelerate business revenue. For the newbies, this course gives you a rock-solid foundation to build strategies that are proven to deliver excellent results in today's competitive business environment. And for those of you who've been doing business-to-business marketing for a while, this course teaches creative processes to keep your marketing fresh and hopefully blaze new trails in an oversaturated market environments. The Creative Business-to-Business Marketing Course is a series of 8 modules with templates that are based on my experience and the experiences of team members that I've worked with. I've distilled the very best strategies and processes that have delivered exceptional results. My goal is to help you attain the skills and experiences to build scalable, revenue-generating, account-based marketing strategies for enterprise and mid-sized businesses. Before I start coaching you down the path of marketing rock stardom, you're going to need to get some materials for class. You're going to need an idea catcher system. The idea catcher system is comprised of 2 different parts, the analog part and the digital part. First, we're going to talk about the analog part. You're going to need a notebook, but not just any notebook. I am a bit of a notebook snob. I love the Moleskine notebooks. They're wonderful. I like the Baron Fig notebooks. These are just, they're just beautifully done, heavyweight pages. They're awesome. This is a junior size, by the way, which is half of an 8.5 by 11. I love fancy leather covers with pockets and notebooks with that lay flat when you sketch with them. Also, the Leuchtturm. You can get the really big Leuchtturm. These are German made, and the paper is just beautiful. The notebooks themselves are just impeccably crafted. Don't get any of those. Do not get any of these notebooks. A couple reasons for that. Number one, don't get anything that is the junior size or smaller, because they're going to be too small for you to really work your ideas out with. What I finally settled in on is the B5 size notebook, and this is it's about 7 inches by 10 inches. It's a European size. This one, I really love it because it has these red metal discs. So this is a disc notebook, disc bound, usually spelled D-I-S-C when you're looking for these. And I like them for a lot of different reasons. You can fold them all the way around so that you can just use a smaller, it can work with a smaller size, like if you're on a desktop or just on your lap or something like that. And the main reason I like these, the number one reason really is the unique paper. The unique paper bindery system of these, that you can easily just flip your sheets out like that, and see how they have this kind of mushroom shaped bindery punch hole. They have a mushroom shaped punch hole system, and you can just insert your pages back into the notebook just by pushing the pages back in so the little tabs fit on the discs again, and then take it, and all the pages stay in the notebook after you've popped them back in. So it's very easy to rearrange pages in this notebook system. And also you can get these dividers. I have these plastic dividers, and then the hard plastic, or the floppy hard-ish plastic covers I got on Amazon. These are made by Talia, T-A-L-I-A. I got this one on Amazon. They're not very expensive. These metal discs, typically you get plastic discs with these. I got the metal ones from Levenger, L-E-V-E-N-G-E-R, and Levenger has the really nice, the uppity ones, the really nice, higher end ones if you're in that tax bracket. It's important to be able to rearrange your pages is because you're just going to have what I call your everyday carry notebook in your bag, your computer bag, where you put your laptop or whatever. And when you get really good ideas that are good enough to archive, that you want to reference later, I have a second notebook. Actually, I have 2 or 3 of these. This one has larger discs, and again, these are the aluminum metal discs. I got these from Levenger. And then the plastic, the plastic is also from Talia. And this one you get, different color dividers, things like that. And again, this is the B5 size, which is approximately 7 inches by 10 inches. I mean, for me, it's the perfect notebook. You could go bigger than that. You could go 8.5 by 11 is, certainly a good size to work with. And if you're just in your home office, that might work out fine for you. In a conference room situation where you're kind of struggling for elbow room, I've just found that one that's a little bit smaller than 8.5 by 11, and then also it doesn't spread out over, a big chunk of the conference room table. Anyway, these are what I like. You can do something different if you want to, but just make sure that you can rearrange the pages and have a separate notebook that is your archive notebook, so you can go back in and find ideas. And I know what you're going to be thinking here. Well, notebooks are so old school. Nobody does notebooks anymore. Well, you're still going to do things digitally, and that's important. But it is important that you start exercising new creative muscles in your brain. That's exactly what pen and paper do. One of the things I like to say frequently is pencils before pixels. When you start sketching out ideas with paper, it slows your brain down. And when you first start doing this exercise and doing some of the creative things that we're going to talk about later, especially when we get into Module 4, it will feel, you might be a little frustrated at first because it's going to feel like you're just going too slow. You're going to be thinking, well, I could just pop into a program like PowerPoint and start rattling things out. The notebook encourages your brain to think differently. And we're not going to turn you into Andy Warhol or Leonardo da Vinci, Picasso or anything like that. But you want to be able to sketch out basic blocks of ideas and blocks of concepts and communicate them to the rest of your team. Most of the sketching that you'll be doing in your notebook won't be seen by anybody else. You'll be looking at different things and you'll be referencing different things and possibly working them up later in a digital format, such as Canva or PowerPoint or whatever, to make them more presentable for whatever it is you're doing, slide presentations to other people on your team or to leadership or however you're going to communicate those ideas. But working in your notebook with pens and paper is a fluid and fast and explorative process. It's opening the door to creative parts of your brain and a creative access that you may not have exercised in quite a long time, maybe even since you could color with a coloring book. So as Picasso once said, every child is born creative, but turning into an adult makes it not so. For the paper, a lot of times I'll just buy my own paper that I really like. I like a Japanese paper from Maruman, and it has a very light grid to it. By the way, don't use any paper that has horizontal lines in it, because horizontal lines encourage you to start writing something. And you're not going to do so much writing as you are thinking. And when you're creative, with the creative notebook, you'll be thinking in different concepts. So you'll just be making simple sketches like ovals and boxes, arrows, and just very simple things. You want to be able to scribble out your concepts, your ideas quickly and fluidly. You can use a paper that has a very light grid or a very light dot pattern is fine. I typically just get different kinds of papers that I like to use, and I trim them out with an X-Acto knife to the B5 size. And then I got one of these punchers here from Office Depot, and this will punch that mushroom-shaped scalloped paper that I was showing you that fits into the disc system. So you can get a punch system that will work with the disc system. And also Amazon does sell blank paper in the B5 size that has that punch in it also. I also like to carry around an assortment of pins that I have at my desk, or I'll take some of them with me if I'm going to go mobile somewhere, meet somebody in a meeting room, conference room, hotel lobby, whatever the case may be. And these different kinds of pins invite different kinds of sketching and blocking out ideas and highlighting different ideas. I like the Copic markers a lot, the really fine line markers, the waterproof ones, and then the fatter markers. I also use a pencil, just a regular mechanical pencil with blue lead in it. I know it's strange, but I like the blue lead. These are some of the sketches that you should be able to do, just ideas that have to do with process, concepts that may have to do with campaigns and the timing of the different elements of campaigns, ideas that might have to do with an infographic or some kind of graphic that will later be developed into high fidelity by a professional graphic designer, or maybe even AI generated. I have this little case that I carry around when I go out on site with my notebook, and then these are the different discs. These are just some of the metal discs. You can see what they look like when you just buy them loose, and then they fit into the cutout shapes of the dividers, the covers, and also the pages. And then here's the inside of my special little art pouch that I carry around with me. I don't carry it around with me everywhere. I'll just take this to meetings and to places where I know, maybe a cafe or some place where I'm going to do some brainstorming. Next, let's talk about the digital part of your idea catcher system. So it's a two-part system. The analog part is the notebook and some pens. The digital part, you'll need some kind of note system, if you don't already have one, that syncs between your phone and your main computer, which is either your laptop or your desktop computer. I like to go to my phone when I have ideas, when I'm just getting ideas out somewhere and I don't have my laptop with me, I don't have my notebook with me, I might be out on a walk or out for a run, something like that, have ideas will start bubbling up and you want to be able to capture those spontaneously as they're happening. I use the voice option, the dictation option on my phone, and it's very cool the way it syncs up with OneNote is the app that I'm using right now. And I can go back to my desktop and capture the transcription from those notes and then refine those ideas later. I like Notion. I've used Notion before, it has that option. And like I said, right now I'm using OneNote. I'm using OneNote right now because it's already structured for you. You have these different tabs. You can create as many notebooks as you want to, which are digital versions of a notebook, and then you have these different tabs you can set up to organize your content, and then you can go into pages and have as many pages as you want to within your tabbed system. Another thing I really like about OneNote is that you can capture screen captures very quickly and dump them into the notebook and have little text blocks off to the side and make them different colors or give them stars or checks or however you want to design those, or color code them and have them off to the side and have notes around what you found online. So this is going to be a part of your exploration process. You're going to be exploring different ideas. And digitally, you want to be able to capture them, what you're looking at on your screen, and make notes around it or on it itself. And I know there's other systems where you can do this, even a PDF file, you can make notes on that. Work with whatever works for you. It is important though that you have the phone sync with your desktop system so that you can capture things quickly and fluidly. That is what the idea catcher system is made up of. I just call it that. Nobody else probably calls it that. But it's a digital part and a physical notebook part, and they work congruently with each other. Sometimes you might make some sketches or rattle out some ideas in your notebook, your physical notebook, with some pens and some markers, blocking things out to organize your thoughts. And then you may take a photo of that, this is what I do from time to time, and dump it into my OneNote so I have it digitally, and then I can make more comments about it, and then I'll show it to someone else on my team so that I can collaborate with them or work with them in some way on whatever the concept is. This concludes introduction in the ideal catcher system. Let's get started. Let's rock.